You can only be you, baby.
Coming live from the Johnson Estates. Welcome to another episode of You Can Only Be You Unusual Conversations. I am your host, Jacoby.
And I'm Keisha.
Like I said, coming live from the Johnson Estates. Today we are talking gardening. Gardening? Is it gardening?
Yeah, gardening.
Gardening. Just being self-sufficient, giving an update to what we've been up to, sharing with the world. We were just discussing how it's a different type of joy eating your own food.
Absolutely.
And it's fresh. And
Yeah. It tastes great.
it tastes great.
It's rewarding.
It gives you the benefits, like let you know you were patient and this is the fruits of your labor, literally.
It's a different feeling. It makes you feel empowered because you feel like you can take care of yourself. You don't realize how much you rely on outside sources to help you survive. And I'm not saying you're never not going to need any outside sources, but to take as much control of taking care of yourself as you can is a very empowering and rewarding feeling. Just saying to Harold that growing food it's like you can take something, you can take nothing and turn it into something. And to see that happen and manifest, you're like, I am a god.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Literally.
Like I did that.
Literally.
You know, like I cared for that, and you do find find an affection for your plants, whether it's your flowers, your house plants, your garden.
I think a lot of people, like as far as millennials, are starting to get into the whole gardening and growing plants. I mean, you're seeing a trend on social media where they are naming the plants, and most people are posting, oh, you got to have this plant in your house. I think it's starting to actually become a change of thought when it comes towards gardening and agriculture. I mean, just to be self-sufficient, it's amazing. I mean, she had me use some basil in the eggs I cooked the other morning, set it off, and I only used a little bit, so it's strong, and it means she did it right. She grew it correctly.
Yeah, self-sufficient. I don't know if you feel self-sufficient. I just think it gives you a sense of pride
You do feel some type
to want something to grow.
You feel
Well, you have house
self-sufficient.
plants, but gardening is a different. So if you garden, yes, you feel self-sufficient.
Yeah.
If you're growing house plants, or even if you're growing herbs, you do have a sense of self-sufficiency because there's nothing to. I'm gonna go pick a little bit of mint. Let me go pick some basil. Let me go pick some fresh rosemary. Right. Let me go pick some lettuce.
Some spinach, things like that.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Let me go get some spinach out the garden. Let me go get some lettuce.
It sets it off.
Let me go get some broccoli, some green beans, or some cucumbers.
It sets it off. Oh, in case y'all was wondering, this is the wall from our wedding. We just upcycled.
We upcycled it. We took
and refurbished it a little bit.
We're gonna do a little bit more things to it, and as time goes on, as we grow, you'll see the wall grow. In a sense, this is going on our second year of marriage. So
and every year we're gonna take a picture in front of it. So stay tuned, I guess.
See how that goes, and see how the wall process goes through a process with us.
We're gonna add to it and clean it up a little bit more, but
a lot of you probably don't know what the wall looked like prior, but if you
I'll share that. It'll slide in and then slide back out in the video.
There you go.
It's called editing.
So, I had Harold get some house plants, and he got a particular house plant, and it was just not going very well with the house plant because he wasn't putting any time into it.
It's thriving.
And it was down to what, 4 leaves? 4 leaves.
I don't remember.
It was down to 4 leaves.
It's thriving. We put it outside, let some rain hit it, keep it with the natural.
And you started paying more attention to it.
Yeah, I started paying more attention. Started caring about it. It's thriving now.
And then how did it make you feel? You even commented.
It was awesome. I felt great.
And how dope it was.
Phenomenal. I felt phenomenal.
Because you seen that plant come from, like, you thought it was about to be thrown in the trash.
I thought it was going to die.
You wanted to throw it away.
Yeah.
And I said, what did I? She said, let's just throw it away. And I said, no. You got to take care of it. Care for it.
Yeah, and next year I'm going to we're trying to grow sunflowers.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have sunflowers everywhere.
So I just found out that sunflowers can be as tall as this wall. And I'm interested to see, just to have some around here and just see what happens.
They have to be in full sun though, so I don't know if this spot gets enough sun for them, but they do have to be in full sun.
Does anyone have any garden tips? Please share. like little tricks of the trade. Everybody has the chipmunk issue, right?
Yeah, little chipmunks.
Little chipmunks.
Oh, well, we have ours fenced in, but
I thought they were mice or yeah, but they baby squirrels, the chipmunks.
Chipmunks.
So one of the remedies, 5-gallon bucket, fill it with sunflower seeds.
You put water in it, but
Well,
you don't fill it up too high.
You put water in it. Don't fill it up to the brim. Make it deep enough where something could drown. you put sunflower seeds on top of the water where you can't see the water, where it just looks like a bucket full of sunflower seeds, and put a little plank or a ramp. It works.
Oh, and Irish Spring soap.
Yeah.
If you can like shred it, like use a cheese grater to shred it around your garden, or you can put it in them little mesh pouches that you find at special events where they put candy and things in, and you can put pieces of soap in there, and you can hang it or place it around your area where you're getting pests, rodents, rabbits, help keep them out. Deer, things like that.
Definitely with the deer. Definitely with the deer. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep an update. We're gonna keep this in the archives because next year when we have chickens in the garden is on the north side of the house, we'll see what it looks like.
I don't know about the chickens. I heard they eat mosquitoes.
It's definitely happening. It's definitely happening. Get some other things going.
Pray for me and the chickens, because that's all on him.
Yep. And we'll see how the gun range will look next year. I'm gonna have to slide in another photo right now.
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
So this is new. Whatever you see right now is very new. We've had this space that we have lived in now for just a year. So it is our baby. And we are just getting to where
we're just getting started.
Yeah, we're tearing down trees. But they're dead. They're old trees that they have to come down. So we're not destroying them.
They have to know they're dead.
Well, because we don't want people to think we're just working.
And we got a new motto. We ride together. We
die
together. Bad marriage for life.
We're not doing no.
Everybody know the entanglement.
Growing marriage for life.
Yeah.
Growing marriage for life.
The entanglement.
We learn together.
We learn together, and sometimes learning and growing hurts. It's just like when plants start to grow, that period where you don't see any change is kind of hard, but you hold on to the sunshine.
Yeah, but you know, if you gotta grow, it's best to grow with someone that you love and you want to be around.
Absolutely.
So,
and back to self-sufficiency. I love the fact, I have to say this, that a lot of people are becoming second amenders in a sense, but do it the proper way. Like, don't just do it, of course, to protect your home, but actually go about getting education about it. I think that's a benefit, because
taking the classes,
knowing how to properly hold a firearm, things like that. That's all important. Teach your kids. Because it's going to come a time where everybody has to be self-sufficient.
Don't let nobody tell you there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
Archery.
With that.
Oh, there are so many ways to be self-sufficient. Yeah. So, and you know what? It's fun. It's a great way to spend time with your family. It's a great way to learn and discover.
That's one thing. 2020 has been a year of education. I'll say that. Through everything that's been going on, 2020 has definitely been a year of education. Through conversation, through people having time to educate. And
getting to know yourself through the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, and spending time with family. Like, it's been a lot of education. Like, self-education, self-improvement comes from self-education, being aware of yourself. So I think that
discovery.
You gotta look at the bright side.
And you know what? It takes. You have to sacrifice inconvenience to make change, for things to happen. So you have to sacrifice privilege and inconvenience. So we were so used to so many things, and all these things were convenient to us, and we had all these things going on for us, and then it just got, and everybody had to change. So you had to either adapt, re-educate yourself, or fall back.
Educate yourself, grow yourself.
Yeah.
Not even just that, you have to enlighten yourself, actually educate yourself on how things are built systematically. it's been a year of education through the pandemic, as they say. But that's another story.
I mean, yeah, I guess the pandemic just makes you realize it's okay to be human. It's okay to feel. It's okay to go through human emotions and experience life and not be afraid of
But
it.
it's necessary.
And not hide from
it's
it.
necessary. Looking in the mirror is hard, but it's
necessary to be your
It's
best self.
Yeah, it's necessary. So
Yeah, and I can say gardening, just having a love for plants and growing things is definitely something that's a growth process. I mean, I've learned
it
things
slows
through,
things down.
I've learned
It
things
slows
through
things
plants
down.
that
It
I
makes
didn't
you
learn
patient.
before. It definitely makes you
It slows
patient
things down.
because you have to wait.
Yeah,
But
you
then
have
it's
to wait.
really not that slow. Because the only thing about patience is that when you're in a moment, it seems like it's never going to end.
Right.
But when it happens and it's over, it's like it never happened.
They're like,
Yeah, it's like this.
yeah.
Did this really just happen?
That's why you have to relish in the moment.
It's really weird. So
That's
like
hard.
when you see a plant grow,
Yeah.
it's like it was little forever. But then when it gets big, it's like it was never little. It was like, oh my God, this plant just.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Speaking of plants, I know someone probably looking at my poison ivy. I catch it every year out here.
He hasn't learned to wear long sleeves, but you know,
I'm learning.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
West side forever. Sometimes you can't take the city out. I guess.
That's what you say.
This is
Yeah.
irritating. Can't itch. Can't scratch. Itching all over. Don't want it to spread. But that's another thing. We thank y'all for joining us. We're going to sign off and give y'all some more views of our beautiful garden.
You can only be you, baby.